This is a back house, a sharp towel clip. This is a dull towel clip. It's called the Edna or Lorna or Edna towel clip. They can also be called towel clamps. All the string instruments from here all the way to the beginning of the scissors to this one, they're all clamps. These are our hemostats family. We have our mosquito, full striation, and they're small. Here we have the cryle. A little bit larger than the mosquito. Full striation. Mosquito, cryle. We got the Kelly, very similar to the cryle. The Kelly is half striated. Striation goes only halfway. We got the Schnitz. Again, halfway striation like the Kelly, but much taller. If you line up the lock box, you can see that the shank for the Kelly and the Schnitz tonsil clamp, it's a hemostat. And then our last hemostat is the peon or Rochester peon. Fully striated, striation are thicker, not thin like the other ones. Fully striated and also larger in size. Okay, these are our hemostats: mosquito, cryle, Kelly, Schnitz tonsil, and our peon or Rochester peon. Other instruments can also be used as hemostats, but these are our main hemostatic families. Next, we have hemoclip appliers. Hemoclip appliers. We have Coker clamp. It has the teeth at the very end, one large teeth at the very end, Coker. We have Pennington. The Pennington has the upside down triangle shape for a jaw. Pennington clamp. We have the Babcock. We have the Alice clamp. And we have the thyroid tenaculum, or can also be called thyroid clamp. We have the mixture, which is a right angle clamp, as you can see by the tip of its jaw. Mixture clamp. Here's another version of the mixture. We have the Carmalt. We don't have the Carmalt, but we have a picture here. It's pretty spot on for the inside of the jaw. and the shape of the instrument. It's about the size of the mixture. It's quite tall. You can also look it up. See, Kermalt. Here we have Stentinsky. The Stentinsky. Satinsky, my bad. Satinsky. You can also look up pictures of this one because the picture, these angles here, they're sharper and more pronounced, the ones that I have handled. We have the Forster sponge stick or Forster sponge clamp. Forster sponge stick. And we have the tenaculum. Tenaculum. Tenaculum clamp. Moving on to scissors, we have the Mayo. We have, oh, that's a straight Mayo, by the way. Here's another Mayo. It's a curved Mayo. We have the Metz. I only have an example of a curved one here. But yes, it's a Metz. After the Metz, we have iris scissors. This one is a straight iris. We have a curved iris. Tip is quite sharp, very small and fine. We have anatomy scissors. Anatomy scissors. That taper is the main defining feature of the anatomy. We also have the operating scissors. I've also heard this be called a nurse operating scissor, but I think that depends on the facility. Yeah, there's an operating scissor. We have the Lister bandage scissor. And we have the Potsmith scissor. And we have the Spencer stitch scissor. Here we have a picture of it. That crescent-shaped hook at the end. That's the defining feature of a Spencer stitch scissor. We have a few Mayo Hagars. These are nice ones because they have their name on it, but yes, Mayo Hagar. Mayo Hagar needle holder. As you can see, they're quite thick. They're heavy duty. Here we have another example. We have a few Mayo Hagars. All thick, all heavy duty. And here we have the Crylewood needle holder. It's finer, the tip is narrower. It's also thinner. gets thinner and pointier as compared to a Mayo Hagar. We have a Webster. Where did I put the Webster? So the Webster, these Webster are kind of weirdly shaped, but if you can see, they're usually the size of this Halsey, and they're usually smooth, not the ones I've worked with. They have a tungsten carbide insert. They do have the inserts, but instead of having a pattern and a rough pattern on it, it's smooth. It's completely smooth, like this one. Yeah, so that's the Webster. This one is also a Halsey. This one. Very small. These two are small. We have the Rochester. A Rochester needle holder. As you can see, it's even smaller and pointier than the Crylwood. This is the Crylwood. This is the Rochester. You can see the difference between the two there. Rochester. We have the Rider. The Rider tapers in on the side right here. And it has a very distinctive shape. The jaw isn't like the other, it's completely narrow. The other ones point down to a point. This one's already narrow. And we have the Castrol Vehicle needle holder. Castrol Vehicle. It's very small, and the handle is more like a forceps handle that locks than a ring handle. Then we have wire twisters. These, of course, are for wire twisters, not needle holders. They're not needle holders, they're wire twisters. Wire twisters, needle holders. Moving on to forceps, we have the tissue forcep with that one large teeth. Another tissue. We have a thumb forcep. We have the Adson family. I like to call them the Adson family. We have the Adson, the thumb forcep. Also, the official name is dressing forcep. Dressing forcep. It has a little bit of a striation, but it's not sharp and it doesn't have any teeth. Just a little bit of a striation at the end. We have the Adson family. Adsons they're all short and they're all shaped. They have that round shape up to the neck. We have a dressing, Adson dressing, more commonly called the Adson smooth. We have an Adson with teeth or Adson tissue forceps. Adson tissue forceps, more commonly called Adson with teeth. And the Adson brown. It has 2 rows of tiny teeth. Adson brown. We have the DeBakey forceps. It has sometime a 1 row, sometime 2 row of striations, but it's gonna look like this every time. Here's another example. DeBakey forceps. Oh, here's a well-defined one. Like this is a DeBakey, defining feature of the DeBakey. Here's a super thin and super fine one. It's super thin, but it still have that defining DeBakey feature. DeBakey forceps. We have a Russian forceps. And there's the defining feature. That we have the Cushing forceps. Has a bit of a striation at the tip. Well, actually, it depends. The defining feature of a Cushing forceps is there it is. It cushions it. Cushions the bite of a forceps. There's a hole there. Cushing forceps. We have a bayonet, shaped like a bayonet. And we have Ferris Smiths. For the Bonnie forceps, we have a picture of a Bonnie. Now, a real Bonnie, I have examples of a Bonnie, but they're not quite Bonnies. They're much larger than a Bonnie, but they're similar shaped. And similar features, so it'll be like that, big teeth. And so, yeah, there's our version of a Bonnie for the class. Here's Ferris Smith again. Again, the teeth, very similar to a Bonnie. The main difference is the round Ferris Smith and the flat edges of a Bonnie. We have our retractors, the Sen Miller retractors, Sen Dull, Sen Sharp, that's how we call them. We have the Goulet or Golet retractors. We have the U.S. Army Navy retractors. We have Richardson retractor, the Richardson Eastman, Richardson Eastman has the kind of the ends of Richardson's, but not exactly. And it's 2 blades instead of just 1. We have a Kelly, very similar to a Richardson, but a Kelly is much larger, and as you can see, the Richardson is much curvier. Yeah. We have our Deaver retractors, and we have our malleable ribbon retractor. They come in various sizes. You can bend them into whatever shape retractor you wish. We have here the Harrington Sweetheart retractor. And we have the Green Gator retractor. Green Gator. Kind of like a hook, but with 2, and it connects. Green Gator. We have the Gelpy. We have the Wheelander retractors. We have the Balfour and the Bookwalter. The Balfour, we have a nice picture here. And we have the Bookwalter. The Walter, how I distinguish between the two is the Balfour. It's just one system, a system of just 2 blades, very simple. Bookwalter, when you put this together, it has one large frame and all these blades, and it's much more complex and much more for a heavier case. We have skin hooks. We have the Freyr elevator, skin hooks. We have knife handles here. This is a number 3. This is a number 4. And this is a number 7. They are all numbered, but you can also pretty see the distinction between the two. A 3, a 4, and a 7. We have some suction tubes. Pull section is the only one we don't have, but it's 2 pieces. This go inside this end here, and it screws in here. You can see the screws. We have the Fraser tube section. As you can see, it has this opening here. This pad, it's part of the tube. And here we have the Roten tube section. As you can see, it also has an opening, but that opening is attached to a plate that is not part of the tube. It's attached to an opening on the tube. So, Fraser suction tube, Roten suction tube, Yankauer suction tube. Yankauer has a removable tip, so it's 2 pieces. It's 2 pieces. Yankauer and a Yankauer tip. Our rongers, we have our Kerrison ronger. Kerrison ronger. They have many colors and designs. Also a lot of shapes and design for our double action rongers. This is our double action ronger. We have an example of another variety of this one. Here we have a mallet, a chisel, bone chisel, and osteotomes. Osteotomes for, you can see it's like a blade at its end. Osteotome. For cutting, you would use the mallet to hammer in the osteotome or the chisel onto or into the bone. And we have here are bone rasps. Bone rasps. Kind of like for filing down a bone. And here is our laparoscope. Laparoscope.